They're very sensitive Spanish.
About 3 years.
We're 45 all over the week. Evening, then at home. Catherine has very good made breakfast.
And at the end of the 1800s, there was a revival politically for kind of an increase of nationalism, which kind of coincided, with the Easter Rising when we started to move more towards independence. Yeah. So this is kind of like a poster, but this kind of defines how people used to implement that in their writing. It became very popular to have a lot of nationalistic themes in their writing, and at the forefront of the Irish literary tradition for the revival was W.B. Yeats. So he's a very famous Irish author, and we have lots more. We have Oscar Wilde, Samuel Beckett, James Healy. He's like a more modern poet, and he was born up in the north. So a lot of his work is about kind of the North Republic, England, a lot of that. Brian Friel, a very famous Irish playwright. So we have poetry, plays and novels. Edna O'Brien, she was very important because she was kind of a representative, like you can see there's a lot of men. So she was one of, the most important women to come out of the literary tradition. We have a couple like Maria Edgeworth, but she was more so at the tail end of the Anglo-Irish gentry. So Ireland, when it was divided up into countries, there were a lot of landlords, and so big houses, and then this was kind of, Maria Edgeworth wrote a lot about that. So you can kind of pick different pieces of the history and they're just very neatly put into little books that you can read, so it's very handy, and it's just giving, you get a very good perspective of life from that stage, and all that goes together. And this is, it's great we have the history first, because it's setting the groundwork for really the culture. When the British were in Ireland and we weren't able to go to school or to speak in Irish and not allowed to celebrate our history, we kept it safe by putting it into songs. Every song, every piece of music we have in Ireland is like a page from our history. That's how they kept it safe. Grandparents gave it to parents, parents gave it to us. We're both teachers of music and we pass that on. So it's an oral tradition in Ireland, and that's how it's passed on for hundreds and hundreds of years and kept safe. Now we have it written down, which is great. So it's definitely safe now. And that's recordings as well. Yeah, exactly. So we learn in school, so it's it's a big thing. Everyone plays. So your birthday, you've got music. Christmas, Easter, weddings, funerals, everything has the music with it. If you walk into an Irish pub, this is what you will see. Out on the street, we've got kids that play for school, end of the year, that kind of thing. And then we've got this great organisation called Cultus. This is how you say that word. Cultus, and that is like the organisation that's in charge of teaching music in Ireland outside of school. So we're teachers with Cultus. In every small town in Ireland there is a club, and this is their logo, and they teach music every day of the week, singing and dancing, and that is also what keeps it alive. So you can see this is kind of a map of all the different Cultus clubs. So Ireland, we have 330, a lot for such a small country. And then, like we were saying, so many of us emigrated, and one of the key things we took with us was the music. So a lot of emigration to America, there's a lot of clubs in America. New York is where a lot of the Irish settled, so there's quite a few clubs there. Australia, same, another English-speaking country. Same with England, and then also kind of around Europe, near enough to Ireland. But you can see they're all over the world basically. And there's actually one in Cordoba City. We have to go. We have to. I think this is great for showing, so Irish people obviously spread all over the world, and they left everything behind. I mean, when they left Ireland, they were leaving family, and the promise of ever going back, but what they brought with them was the music,
Yeah.
and that's how important it was.
How is it pronounced?
Colpus.
Colpus.
Yes, so the MH are silent.
Colpus.
The stickers are from the competitions and the festivals. So the idea is that you go to each of them, you get different stickers from them, put them all in the front and the back.
Yeah.
The messier the better.
Yeah. The more authentic.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I was here. So I've got one from 2015, which is my favourite one because it's so old.
The oldest one.
So you try and gather and collect them, and every festival has like different designs. You know, you can kind of see some of it. This is my county, Wicklow. So you try and get them from where you are from. This one of Ireland here. This can be. That one's from Wicklow, where we're from, and then this is the 2015 one. You pull a note, so you press a button in, and then you pull it out. It makes one noise. You press it in, plays a different note. So there's around 60 notes in total on the concertina, and we play the melody on this and a lot of chords. So it has a very strong sound. So it sounds like. That's kind of the type of sound that comes out of it. Super loud. Yes. Okay, then this is the flute. So it comes in two parts. So this is the headpiece first. And then this bottom bit sticks together. And this is what gives all of the other notes.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure it's in line. Yes. So that's the flute. So different sounds.
Yes.
But all of the here, and then this one is down here. Yeah. Okay, so we'll play our fastest dance tune. It's called a reel, and we'll play it on whistles for you. So again, the name tin whistle comes from, this is like a sports whistle up at the top, like, you know, and then it gets put on top. This is where the tin bit comes from, and then you can play loads of notes. So it's like the flute. Yes. And again, we have to make sure we're in tune.